Ever wondered how a young boy's curiosity can lead to groundbreaking discoveries in science? Today, we dive into the inspiring story of Richard H. Ebright, a young scientist who amazed the world with his brilliance. Richard H. Ebright was no ordinary student. At just 22 years old, he and his college roommate introduced a new theory on how cells work, catching the attention of scientists worldwide. Their work was published in a prestigious journal, which was a huge achievement, much like a young athlete hitting a home run in their first major league game. This was just the beginning of Ebright's remarkable journey. And believe it or not, it all started with butterflies. Richard Ebright was an only child, growing up in a small town north of Reading, Pennsylvania. With not much to do there, he found joy in collecting things, whether it was butterflies, rocks, fossils, or even coins. He was also fascinated by the stars and often spent nights stargazing. Ebright's curiosity and bright mind were evident from a young age, and his mother played a crucial role in nurturing his love for learning. Richard's mother was his first and closest companion. After his father passed away when Richard was in the 3rd grade, she became his whole world. They spent countless evenings together at the dining table, learning new things. She made sure Richard always had something educational to do, which he loved. This environment of constant learning helped Richard excel in school, where he consistently earned top grades. By the time Richard was in the 2nd grade, he had already collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. However, instead of stopping there, his mother gave him a book called Which Opened Up a Whole New World for him. The book talked about how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America and invited readers to help in this research. Inspired, Richard began tagging butterflies and sending the tags to scientists for research. Richard soon realized that catching butterflies one by one wasn't enough. So, he began raising butterflies in his basement. He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs, and watch them develop from caterpillars to adult butterflies. His basement became a nursery for thousands of monarchs, each tagged and released. However, as time passed, Richard began to lose interest in tagging butterflies because it was tedious and there wasn't much feedback from it. When Richard reached 7th grade, he got a taste of what real science is all about. He entered a county science fair with slides of frog tissues, but he didn't win anything. This disappointment made him realize that he needed to do more than just present a neat display. He needed to conduct real experiments. Determined, he wrote to Dr. Urquhart, who sent him several ideas for experiments. This marked the beginning of Richard's journey into serious scientific research. In the 8th grade, Richard tackled a challenging project, trying to find the cause of a viral disease that kills monarch caterpillars. He suspected a beetle might be responsible and conducted experiments to test his theory. Although he didn't get significant results, his effort paid off and he won at the science fair. This victory fueled his passion for science even more. In his 2nd year of high school, Richard began research that led to the discovery of an unknown insect hormone. This research eventually led to his groundbreaking theory on how cells work. He wondered about the purpose of the 12 tiny gold spots on a monarch pupa. With the help of another science student, he built a device that showed these spots were producing a hormone essential for the butterfly's development. This project won him 1st place in the county fair and entry into the International Science and Engineering Fair. As a junior in high school, Richard continued his experiments on the monarch pupa and won 1st place at the International Science Fair. This win earned him another opportunity to work in a research lab during the summer, further advancing his knowledge and skills in science. In his senior year, Richard took his research a step further by growing cells from a monarch's wing in a culture. He discovered that these cells would only develop into normal butterfly wing scales if fed the hormone from the gold spots. This project won 1st place for zoology at the International Fair. After graduation, he continued his research, which led to the identification of the hormone's chemical structure. During his junior year at Harvard, Richard got the idea for a new theory about cell life while examining X-ray photos of a hormone's chemical structure. This idea, combined with his previous findings on insect hormones, led him to propose a new theory on how cells read the blueprint of their DNA. a groundbreaking concept in biology. Richard Ebright graduated from Harvard with the highest honors, second in his class. He went on to become a graduate student researcher at Harvard Medical School, where he began testing his theory. If proven correct, his theory could significantly advance our understanding of cell processes and potentially lead to new ways of preventing diseases like cancer. Although Richard's passion for science began with butterflies, he wasn't limited to that. He excelled in debating, became a skilled outdoorsman, and was an expert photographer. In high school, he was a straight A student and a member of the debating and Model United Nations clubs. He was competitive, but for the right reasons, always striving to do his best. Richard's social studies teacher, Mr. Vaihara, recognized Richard's dedication and competitive spirit. He admired Richard's drive to excel not for the sake of winning, but to achieve the best possible outcome. This determination, combined with his curiosity and intelligence, was a key ingredient in Richard's success as a scientist. So, what makes a great scientist? A curious mind, a thirst for knowledge, and the determination to be the best, not for the sake of winning, but for the love of discovery. Richard Ebright's journey from a young butterfly collector to a groundbreaking scientist shows us that with the right ingredients, anyone can make a mark on the world of science.